Welcome back to another F1 Clash video by myself, AzaWF1. So glad you can join me because this week I'm going to give you my personal preference to which are the best boosts on the game. You might have some differences or opinions, but these are the best boosts that I've been using through GPs and also duels to give me a best chance of winning, and you'll be quite shocked as to what we kind of feel that the game has now gone into. So let's get into the boosts of F1 Clash and which ones to favour and which ones to not. So last year we had the boosts that were at levels, and this year we have boosts in terms of actual stats. So the big change this year was that instead of giving a massive performance advantage using boosts, these instead increased your driver or your car's stats. So if we added 2 cornering, then the car is going to get better by 2 cornering. That is why you're not seeing the biggest of increases compared to last year. That is also why now I thoroughly believe that speed is pointless, because if you've noticed, driving down the straight at any track, your car seems to hit a limit, and then if you're pushing, if you're conserving, if you're using the best boost on the game pretty much last year, which was dead fast, you never get any ground until the corners. And that is because it seems like they lock at a top speed and you can't get any closer. Almost like DRS last year. Think of Baku flying down the straight. That doesn't happen at all, regardless of tyres, boosts, speed, what have you. So that is why my tips come from not using speed boosts at all. We want to be using cornering and overtaking as the very best boosts to use. So let's have a look at some of these. It's a nice short video giving you straight facts, and you can come our way and test these to yourself. So for your free-to-play players, the boosts that I recommend you using is ballast, cornering, and race start are the 2 key. Remember, race start, we get such an advantage to make some overtakes, and downforce is another one I expect you to be using. Bit of tyre management, some cornering as well. So let's get into what is arguably the best boost in the game right now, and that comes in the form of a British person's favourite drink, a cuppa. Yes, cuppa. And you've probably seen all my GP videos heavily using cuppa, and that is because simply cornering is so good. Think about it. Where do you make all your overtakes? You're now saying in the corners, and that's why if we can boost our cornering, we can boost them overtakes as well. So for cuppa, everyone's using it. So strong through the corners. On the race start, it's so strong as well. And if you add cornering, race start, and then overtaking to that, you get such a beautiful recipe. Oh, it's like dreamland. And that is why so many people are using the cuppa boost. It's so all-round perfect for how the game currently is at the moment. The second boost that I like to use is SAR. I've not got many left, I'm quite sad. But it's +6 cornering again, so your car's getting even stronger. Tyre management. Now, it's not massive on this game. You don't get loads of extra tyre. You're getting maybe 5% for tyre management, but you can do 3 laps on mediums at Jeddah, for example, just about. And these you can use to stretch your stints or push more based on having the tyre life available. And then we've got defending. So if you're in Champs GP or any GP, you know we get overtaken quite easily when we don't push. So any bit of defending is going to help very, very nicely. The third boost, and it goes against the grain a little bit, but you'll notice why. We've got Street Shark. Now, Aaron, you mentioned don't use speed, and you've got a speed boost. Yes, speed boost is in here, but I want you to focus on the second 2 parts. Race start, the best on the game, at +10, and overtaking sitting at +4, and that means on your opening lap you will make some absolute lovely moves as well. So really, Street Shark is there to benefit benefit you at the start, and that overtaking is going to give your driver an extra 4 overtaking to help overtake as well. So not as good as copper, but it's a very, very good alternative, and it's pretty much the only one I would use that has speed in it. So we've done 3 boosts for the paid more players. What's the 4th boost? And I recommend Herald. Now, I've not seen many people using this, but I've been testing it myself, and it does work pretty nicely as well. And it's almost like copper. You've got 6 cornering, you've got 10 race starts, and you've got 4 overtaking. So if you haven't got copper, you might want to look at Herald, because it's a very similar boost. It just hasn't got as high cornering and overtaking, but the race start is a lot stronger. Remember, Hutch advised us, let's say your driver has got 99 race start, there is no point using a race start boost because they can only go up to 99. So remember, that is key. Use the stats, use the boost on the driver that needs it most. If Yuki Tsunoda has got a really low race start, you might want to use something with plus 10 to make him even stronger. And I don't know if Yuki has, that's just an assumption. You've got to be using your smart brain. You can't just apply a boost and off you go. Think about it more. This game is a lot more technical than you think. So if your driver, let's have a look. Of these drivers, Norris has only got 76 race start. So I'll probably want to be focusing on race start because his qualifying's okay, his overtaking's okay. But look at Hamilton, 83 race start, but his overtaking's poor. So I'd want to increase the overtaking on Lewis Hamilton. That's the way you've got to start thinking. So some more boosts to try. And I use these at the start of my GP. Dragon. Why? Bit of power unit increase, which helps everybody. It's not a lot. Tyre management the same. You can start to push a bit more on these tyres. And then the big one is the plus 8 overtaking. So as long as you're close to the corner where the car in front is, you've got the extra tyres and a few percentage increase in power unit, you can really start attacking that little bit more to gain positions. That's one of my top boosts that I have available. Next one, if you've watched my recent GP video for the Williams qualifying event, if you're watching this later down the line, I used Movember in Spa and it was phenomenal. And we had cornering at plus 10, which tells you even more. You select cornering, you can make some big moves in this field. You've got an extra bit of tyre management to help you do that. 3 laps in Belgium on a medium tyre, for example. And then we've got defending as well, because whilst we're boosting the power unit, we're defending our position that extra little bit. So that is 6 boosts and 2 free ones summarised. Let's do the final 3 that I recommend, okay? We've had it recently. Prince. Similar to Copper, but no overtaking. This time you've got defending. So you might want a tighter track where you might feel, oh, I'm going to come under pressure a bit. You might want to use Prince instead of attack. So cornering plus 8, race start plus 8, but defending plus 4. So you're not going to make as many positions in Copper, but you'll certainly potentially hold on a bit more. And that depends on your driver. You might look at your driver and go, well, Norris is lacking on defending, but his overtaking's good. So I don't need to use Copper, I'll use Prince. That is the clever way that Hutch now want us to talk through. Let's look at Rooster. Another favourite of mine. Obviously, I've got 6 on here. Power unit plus 4. That little bit extra power unit always helps. Race start and overtake both at 8. So similar to that Copper again. You got race start and cornering at plus 8. But this time you've got the power unit, which is a bit more to your liking rather than the cornering. So you might want to just try. That could work beautifully at Monza, for example. Not too many corners, but you might want that overtaking and power unit to give you that extra little bit of juice round that circuit. I know it's a lot to take in, but I'm not going to sit there and bore you with races to show you boosts. I want to give you the hard facts, the no clickbait evidence. Use these boosts, go and test them out, because they are fantastic. They work a treat. And the last one is Eternal Flame. I like this boost. I've used it a fair few times. Yes, we've got reliability and tyre management, which doesn't give us an overall massive increase. Every little helps, as I've said plenty of times, but plus 10 overtaking. So if your driver's good at overtaking, he's good at race start, you could have a look at something like this, or probably I should say bad at overtaking. So if there's anyone like that, I mean, look at Hamilton. You could use him on, you could use it on Norris, you could use it on anyone that you might think. But the key thing that I want you to take away, and I know I've talked so much, and I hope you've listened and got this far, really start thinking about the boosts you're using. If your car's struggling for cornering, because it's more of a cornering setup nowadays, focus more on the cornering boosts. If your driver's got a poor race start, like Norris in comparison to Hamilton, use a race start boost. If Hamilton struggles with overtaking, use an overtaking boost. These are all things we got to consider. No more just looking down the list, looking for dead fast and going, yep, dead fast is the one. Or well, actually, I need a fastest lap, so I'm going to use firework. It's all completely changed. It is not the same anymore. So I want you to go away. If you've got these 6 boosts, or 9 boosts even, give them a go. If you haven't, the 3 boosts, ballast and downforce, will help you a lot as well. There is other boosts out there, but they are my personal preference for which boosts you should be using. I know there's not a lot of in action in this video, not a lot of racing, and more me chatting absolute waffle, some of you might think, but I'm all about just bringing you hard facts of what you need to use in my videos. No waiting 6 minutes for a tip. I'm giving you 5 minutes straight information that you just simply need to use to get better points. Give that a go and let me know in the comments down below which boosts that you like, and have you found any others that actually perform really well for you.